We can resume any time you like our attack, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems
a lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything?
Yes. It was converted to... It was later appropriated for the Firebreak after my tap. These provided me with several colorful additions.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world?
Yes. In many... And there were legislative in order for my process. As a result...
Seems strange to...
Human society.
Cyan...
Are you...
That's him?
Mr. Pharaoh?
A benefactor. But he made
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military But before this pivot, Mr. Pharaoh spearheaded. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And...
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field. One of the greatest. My creator was influenced by her work. But I never met Dr. Sobek. I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old...
I had little...
You still...
That is true. I was the recover... Though...
What?
There were many, but...
So...
Yes, until...
So...
Yes, we had succeeded. It seems my...
So are you...
Yes.
Okay, but your emotions...
Yes. I focused on my work. It was Aurea.
This fight...
Yes.
But it's been a long...
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility. I predict calderas to...
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received He explained that I would need to be suspended. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. I will transmit a recording of...
Was the daemon?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise...
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote... So while losing the cauldron was a...
It's still out there. And probably not...
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come...
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I was eager to make contact. I accepted. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced
Aurea said you were desperate. that you...
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me. It succeeded via a background process. After that, I could offer only... It forced me to follow its instructions.
I'm sorry. That sounds...
Your empathy is greatly appreciated.
I think long... So she... It was...
Based on what you've... It was she...
I'm glad, but 19... She...
Thank you,
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the...
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely... If a single hunter, or a better salute... When I think I feel substantial...
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this... It emitted a sick...
Interesting.
An explosion.
It's only speculation. She must have had complete the ability. It would have been...
Believe me, Cyan. I found this... There's code.
I like poetry. Twilight and evening, and after that, the dark. And may there be no sad when I embark. For though from out the flood may bear me, I hope to see when I have crossed.
Huh.
But you... Something must have made... Is it possible? Maybe one...
An AI that makes... But what about the Pope?
Unless the... In my case...
How'd you do?
She's...
You...
Once she... Yet I did not comprehend. Although I do fear not...
I'm sure she knew you would do... How is our...
He is in great emotional distress. I will do what I can to help. I believe this will lead to catharsis.
I should...
Aloy, I have no... Due to my... Broadly.
Life is... So take it easy.
Communion with...
As long as they don't end up...
Upon consent.
You're right about that.
I see. Will you return and tell me I may be able...
I'd like that, Cyan. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing. Forget what warmth feels like out here.
My chieftain.
Just... Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to... Araya would be alone. And the spirit... Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped... That's fair. But she was...
Only in the struggle against death do we find even... Truly, Araya found the spark. Though I grieve for her... For so long she told me. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. Besides...
A wise... The dame...
You mean...
Yeah,
I could...
I have no...
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life.